Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And today we're going to start a little series of questions you might ask about dogs that no one's given you an answer to. I have an assortment of issues that people have asked me over the years that are interesting, so we'll look at those. Thank you also, everyone, for your well wishes regarding Chloe, the Corgi that went to the Rainbow Bridge yesterday. It's a very sad thing for many of us, but especially for her family. So, the first thing we're going to look at is a question a lot of people ask, especially new dog people. A lot of us older dog people know the answer. Why does my dog dig at the carpet or his bed before he circles and then goes to sleep? Tristan does this up on my bed now that we are sharing the bed because it's so cold at night. He usually likes to be on the floor, but you know, judging by his scarf, you can tell the weather here, although it's supposed to be like a balmy 55 today or even 60, it's 40 right now and damp. So it's not summer, it's not even spring really. It could snow any minute here. So one of the things you need to look at is, where did this behavior come from, this digging at the rug before they lay down? And you have to think about wolves, the ancestors of the dogs. And foxes do this too, even though a lot of people think foxes are way more catty than wolves. And that even though they are related to dogs closely, they are more like cats in some ways than like dogs. So one thing you might not know about me was that I did a tremendous amount of research on wolves during my last couple of years of high school and my first couple of years of college. I have met with some top wolf researchers in the beginning of that field. I was well aware of when they were reintroducing wolves into Yellowstone years ago. So if you think about it, if you're a wolf and you want to find a comfortable place to lay down, what's that going to need you to do? You're going to want to scratch up the area to remove any sticks and big stones in the area, get them out of the way. If you keep scratching, you will fluff up the ground and make it a little more comfortable for you. You'll also loosen it so that it's a little more giving to your joints and your body parts as you're laying down. And why do you circle before you lay down? You're inspecting your work. Did you get the sticks and stones out of the way? Do you need some more pine needles in this area? Do you need to make sure there's no snakes or any other creatures under the area where you're going to sleep? So that's what it's about. Really, it's an inspection of where you're sleeping and a fluffing and a removing of anything that you don't want to lay on. Certainly people think about this when they go to the beach and you're looking for a good place to put down your beach towel. You're throwing the shells and the stones and the driftwood out of the way and kind of kicking it around to fluff it up a little. Maybe you like a little pillow at one end, so you're kicking the sand up to make it higher at the end. That's exactly what your dog's doing when he is scratching and then circling and making a good place to sleep. And this is such a part of their instinct that they do that even when you're providing them with a nice comfy bed or on the sofa or on your own bed. And even in these cases, sometimes, like Tristan's bed that he lays on by the window upstairs is a pile of 3 dog beds that are very pretty and not very washable. And that's why they're there. And if he lays in the same position like he does all summer on those beds, because it's cool there, it does start to get a little bit of a Corgi-shaped spot in it. And so the fluffing and the turning does kind of squish that spot out and flatten it out so that he can get a new comfortable place to lay. Right, Tristan? So we have all seen our dogs do this, and for those who were always wondering why they do it, now you know it comes from their ancestors. And Chihuahuas do this, St. Bernards do it, every kind of dog does this. And you may notice with, for instance, earth dogs like dachshunds, they dig a different way. They will take, and terriers do this too, they will paw with both front feet like this. Whereas a lot of other kinds of dogs will paw with one foot like this to try to clear the area out. So you may want to look at the different kinds of dogs you have in a house and observe different ways that they scratch before they lay down. And they do learn from each other, and if they've lived together a long time, you might not see that much of a difference in the way they do this. But I've noticed the dachshunds here, I mean, they start digging and like something triggers in their brain and they are digging like they're going to a hole in China, and they will claw a hole in the sofa if their people let them. So Think about that. And if you have any questions that you would like answered about things your dogs do, or things about their behavior, or training issues, write to me here or anywhere else. My email is sallymorganpt@gmail.com. And send me your questions, because I've got a list of about 10 and I'm happy to answer any other ones. So thanks for joining us today for this issue of Conversations with a Corgi. We're waiting for it to get nice out so we can go out and have a walk. We took a rainy walk yesterday. Not that fun. Somebody needs to invent a coat for corgis that covers the armpits and the undercarriage for rainy walks. Thanks for joining us. I am about to go do some laundry because someone has been clawing up his blanket on the bed and it's full of hair and mangled, so it needs fluffing. Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great day.